What's going on, people? Welcome to the DR Sports Game Day preview show. I'm here on enemy territory with Nicky. You made the cut.
I know.
You made the cut.
Yeah.
How you've managed to get back here after your predictions last week, I don't know.
They weren't that bad. Come on now.
That's true, they weren't that bad. But we're going to be taking a look at the hottest Premier League games from this week's round of fixtures and seeing if Nicky can do better than last week's predict. No, they weren't that bad. I need to stop. They weren't that bad. It was only because you've done the Coutinho thing, but you know, there you go. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. Right, Nick, the big one. I mean, there is Chelsea, Tottenham, but that's not really that big compared to our two teams.
No, we're massive.
Man United versus West Ham. Looking forward to this one. Well, am I? Yeah, I am looking forward to this one actually at Old Trafford. Manchester United have won 20 of their 25 Premier League home games against West Ham, drawing 3 and losing 2. And are unbeaten in their last 13 against them at Old Trafford since a 1-0 loss in May 2007. Can you remember that far back?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
I bet you, did you run on the pitch or something?
No, come on, look at me, Flex. I'm not running anywhere.
Yeah, but it was back then, it's 2007, you know what I mean?
I was worse.
This is just the 5th time in Premier League history West Ham are facing Man United while above them in the table, with the Hammers failing to win any of the previous such games.
Yeah. It don't bode well, but listen, we're a good side now. We've got good players and I'm always going to back my team, always.
You did, you backed them last week against Leeds.
I backed it and they lost. Yeah, but I fancy us. I do. I fancy
For the win?
Us. Yeah, I fancy us. I think it's going to be a good one, this one. Look, Rangnick he ain't exactly pulled up any trees since he come here, and before last night's win, he was probably under more pressure than the buttons on my coat jacket, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I
don't think you believe that, Nick. I don't think you really believe in that win.
I'm just trying
I think because you're here and you feel like you've basically on a match day.
Listen, I
don't think you believe you're going to win at Old Trafford. Do you believe
it? Yeah, I believe we can. Will we?
You definitely can.
I don't know, but I believe. No, I'm gonna back us.
Bounce back from that bad Leeds performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna back us. Yeah, especially if Zuma's back.
Yeah, is there a chance for that?
Yeah, there is a big chance.
I do want Diop and Dawson to keep playing. To be honest,
that was the problem last week. Diop,
yeah.
Diop was a bit of a problem last week. He was just shocking. He's just all over the shop defensively. Obviously, you've got a world-class striker, a couple of world-class strikers really. Some players in some good form. Rashford's last night he played all right.
Yeah, it was good that he come on, got a goal. Anthony Elanga, for me, that's who has to start. He's been really bright. He was really bright against Villa. Got a really good goal last night against Brentford.
Greenwood seems to love a goal against us.
And Greenwood does love a goal against you. I mean, look, we are in a situation where, you know me, mate, every week. I said to you last week that Man United will not beat Villa. You said, nah, mate, 3-1 easy. I go, Nicky, trust me, they ain't going to do it. And even at 2-0, we still couldn't do it. But it was a much better performance against Brentford in the second half. But if we have a half like we did in the first half against Brentford, against you, if that's Gerard Bowen on the end of some of them chances Brentford had, or Antonio, or Ben Rama, or Lanzini, or whoever.
That's what makes me
they score.
But we're wasteful as well. We can be wasteful.
Yeah, he was against Leeds.
We was against Leeds, very wasteful. But I'm confident that we can get at you. I am confident we can get at you, and we've got a couple of players. Antonio, I don't remember the last time Antonio played at Manchester United.
He's been injured the last.
Yeah, he's been injured the last few times, and he's always sort of like our hope, because I think he can give your defence a bit of
100%,
a bit of a rollicking like. But listen, I think we're going to win this one.
Okay,
I'm going to say 1-0.
You're going to say 1-0?
1-0, yeah. On
my own channel, I don't give predictions for Man United because they say I always get it wrong and I jinx it. But this ain't my channel, so I'm going to do it. We're going to win. We don't do clean sheets, even against Brentford, couldn't keep one. 2-1. It's going to be tight.
It will be tight.
It's going to be horrible.
It will be tight.
There will be moments where we're under the cosh, vice versa, and a lot of counter-attacking, I think. But the way you guys came in the Carabao Cup went quite strong in that game, I remember. And played us off the park for large parts of that game.
Yeah.
I know what you lot are capable of, and it does worry me. Jarrod Bowen running at anyone onto his left foot, brilliant. You know, if you've got Ben Rama on the other side, or even Lanzini's playing well now, or Fornal, should I say, as well. You know, those types of players, and you know what Declan Rice is all about in midfield, powerhouse, was driving through. But McTominay, listen, that would be a nice little battle.
That's going to where the battle's going to be won, I think.
Can McTominay and Fred?
We've got Souček back this week. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm going to back us to win.
This game's not on TV. They don't. We're saying it's a big game. How's this not televised?
No, I don't know.
No one cares about us, man.
Chelsea, Man City, and all of that in it. But no, I reckon we'll win this 1-0.
Okay.
I'm really confident because I'm going all the way up there and they're not going to disappoint me. And we're good away.
You are good away. I'm going 2-1 Man United. Very tight and cagey game. Another big game of the weekend, Chelsea versus Tottenham. Chelsea have won 5 of their last 6 league games against Spurs, drawing 1, keeping 5 clean sheets in the process, so a lot of dominance there from Chelsea. Tottenham have won just 1 of their last 31 league away games at Chelsea, drawing 10 and losing 20. Winning 3-1 in April 2018 with current boss Antonio Conte in charge of the Blues that day. I remember when Spurs went there and remember expressions falling over the over the seats and cutting his knees. He's still got the scars today. Tottenham, you know, won it in the last minute against Leicester. Probably deserved to win over the balance of play.
Yeah.
Chelsea, some of their fans I've seen on social media and some of the other content creators, Chelsea just not happy, questioning what's going on with Lukaku. He's not this, he's not that. Tuchel don't know how to get the best out of the attacking players, and they feel a bit flat. They're feeling a bit sorry for themselves, the Chelsea fans.
I'm seeing like rumours that he could go, Tuchel, you know what I mean? And I think that's mental.
Is it though? In a Chelsea way, if they don't win the Premier League, which they're not going to, and the next best thing is the Champions League, which they just got, and they have to win that again. That's difficult. FA Cup and finishing 4th for them. Yeah, I think Tuchel will be going. He had an 18-month contract.
But I
that's how ruthless they are.
They are ruthless.
Because I don't agree with it as well.
That's the thing. That's their model.
Yeah.
And they've stuck to it quite religiously over the
it
last
works for them,
15, 16 years, and you know you can't argue with the trophies. But I think it'd be harsh on him. Because you can't help that the Lukaku situation.
What do you think's going on there? Do you think he is a great player? It's just the style isn't quite right, or do you think it's just still a learning process, or do you think it's the fact that Lukaku might not be committed after what we saw? What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's that. I think he's not committed. I think he had a whale of a time at Inter, and I think he's come over here, and I think he might have forgot how tough it was over here, and he thought, just go back to Inter, innit? It's easy life over there. He's getting on a bit now. You know, he was a fantastic player at Everton. It's never quite worked out for him at Man United. Never not quite working out for him at Chelsea. And maybe just thought, well, I was loved there. I was scoring goals there. I was enjoying football there.
It was worship there. It wasn't really like that at Man United.
No, it's just like.
And it doesn't seem like that at Chelsea this time.
And then he just, you know, I think he fancies himself back in Italy, to be quite honest with you. And listen, that's not Tuchel's fault. It's, you know, at the end of the day, the club is bigger than one player. And you have to look at him and say, is it worth adapting everything around him? Is he that good? I'd argue no, because we see him at United, you know what I mean? And sometimes he looks like he's playing with a pair of Timberland boots on, the touches and stuff, you know what I mean? So, is it worth, you know, changing everything for him? Not really. They've paid a lot of money for him, which is going to sting them a little bit because they haven't quite got the money that, you know, Man City have got and people like that. But they've got a lot of money, but not that sort of money. So £100 million is going to sting. But the manager, it's not really the manager's fault. You know, you can't.
But it ain't just Lukaku though. I mean, if you look at our whole forward line, you know, Timo Werner's not been in rich goal scoring form. Havertz, no rich goal scoring form. Ziyech. I think that's the criticism from a lot of Chelsea fans. Is actually even just away from Lukaku, all of their front players. Mason Mount, who had a fantastic season last season, quite quiet, relatively quiet. The attacking players just aren't. Pulisic, another one. They've got such a. I've just named pretty much all of them. Such a wealth of attacking players, just not really paid a lot of money.
You know what I mean? So I do understand their frustrations, but sometimes with them top managers, you just got to give them time.
Yeah,
they just need time. That's all they need. You know what I mean? And Chelsea don't want to give people time.
Well, having said all of that, you know, we've seen how they do play against Tottenham, you know, in the Carabao Cup, you know, those two clean sweeps.
Fantastic, yeah.
Chelsea didn't even really need to get out of second gear in both legs. I know that Tottenham had a few injuries then. We'll see who comes back for them. But Antonio Conte at that point, after the Carabao Cup game, was like, listen, this is going to take time. We're in the middle. Basically, we're mid-table. We're in the middle, yeah. But do you think he can, you know, galvanise Tottenham to kind of put in a top performance against Chelsea at the Bridge and get something?
Good performance last night against Leicester. That was a good performance from them. And they won it in dramatic fashion. It would have been the most Tottenham thing in the world if they'd have gone on and lost it, but they didn't. They done the exact opposite and went on and won the game. That'll galvanise them a little bit, but I don't see them beating Chelsea.
I don't either.
No, I don't see
I think they can put in a better performance than they did across both Carabao Cup games. I don't think they'll roll over like that because I think they'll have a few players back, and they might even score. But I just don't see them. I don't see them winning the game. Could be a draw though.
They've got a lovely attack. They've got Bergwijn and Kane and you know and Son's out. No, he's out for a while. Yeah, he's going to be out for a while. So that was a good performance about him, but they've got some lovely attacking players. Mora,
yeah, he's really good.
But it's their defence and their midfield.
So bad.
They just lose it at times. And
are Chelsea in the top 4 race quickly? No.
Yeah.
Think they could maybe not get it. Arsenal, you know, got our games in hand. Spurs, on that, if Spurs win their games in hand, they go above Chelsea, and if Arsenal win, they're level on points.
Yeah, they're definitely. It's definitely a top 4 race. I think they'll get it.
Yeah, you don't think they'll be a catastrophe?
No, I don't think the dip in form will be long enough, to be quite honest with you, for them not to get it. I think they'll pick up a little bit of form again. But they're definitely in a race, but they'll win that race.
Give me a score prediction.
2-0 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea, I'm going. There you go.
Fair.
We predicted this one, right, last week for sure, that Rafa Benitez would get sacked and lose against Norwich. That is what happened. Now Everton have their first game post Rafa Benitez against Aston Villa with Gerrard kind of on the up, I suppose, ish. You know, Coutinho doing his thing. Another thing you got wrong last week.
He's not the man that they want to see at this point in time. He's doing quite well as well. I think Big Dunk's in charge for this one though. Yeah.
I liked what he done when he was in temporary charge in 19 after Marco Silva.
Yeah.
I hated it because he came to Old Trafford. It was pissing down with rain. Look at me, I'm in a tie and shirt, no jacket in the rain. My nipples are showing through the thing, through my shirt, don't care. Big Dunk, give it all this to the fans because he nicked a 1-1.
Yeah.
So, but for anyone playing against an Everton side that is a rejuvenated side with someone like Big Dunk and Ferguson there, it can be difficult. So, you know, it's a new era. They've got Rafa out, so it isn't. You can say Everton are rubbish. I get it, but. New manager balance.
They have got some handy players here. It's just the confidence and, you know, obviously what was happening with Rafa there just wasn't working. I don't know whether they just didn't believe in him, whether they got caught up with the hype with the Liverpool manager and all that. And I don't respect him or whatever. You know, there's big.
They didn't want him for ages.
No,
Of course, they were never going to endear themselves to him, were they?
No. But that's the thing with him. But Big Dunk in charge. It's a different kettle of fish. But saying that, Gerrard at Villa is doing bits there, and obviously. You got the man that I said last week we're going to do
said
nothing.
He's washed. You said.
I said he's washed up.
He said
he's going to come over here, but he did look sharp.
Yeah.
He did look sharp. So,
Luca Digne going back as well.
Digne, straight away
There's a lot of side notes in this.
Yes.
Like, you know, Gerrard going there just as a Liverpool man. They've got rid of a Liverpool man and got their own back in Ferguson. Yeah. Digne back, Coutinho in a Liverpool man going back. There's a lot of emotion.
A lot of narratives there, isn't there?
It's almost like a Merseyside derby.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Without
Everton versus Liverpool B.
Yeah.
I think Villa nicked the points here, you know. I really do. There's somewhere. I think you've got to keep an eye on Villa.
Yeah.
I think he's doing good work there. Although I said Coutinho was washed up, he's obviously come in and he's done a decent job. He's still got to be on a bounce after last week, you know, back in the Premier League. But I think they're going to do good things, Villa. I think they're on their way up. Everton, I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get that. Although, you know, the new manager bounce and all that, but he's not someone that's come in and he's new. He's been there all the time, hasn't he, Ferguson? He's been there for a while. So
I don't know if he was under Rafa though.
Was he not?
Was he under Rafa? I'm not sure actually. I don't want to upset
Maybe
the Everton fans.
Maybe he wasn't.
Everton fans, let us know in the comments if Ferguson was there. But what I do know, because it was similar when when Marco Silva was there, Listen, mate, I think he gets a bounce.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think he just does the old school big dunk team talk. I'm not going to do a Scouse accent, but... Oh, Scottish.
He's got to have a little bit of Scouse in him now. Yeah, of course he has.
Scouse accent. But he is going to get them boys going. And do you know what? Because Goodison Park will just be so happy that Rafa's gone. Yeah, I think they get off the players back. They cheer every touch, they cheer every throw in, they cheer every corner with optimism, thinking we can get our Everton back. It's against Stevie G. I just feel like Everton will win this.
But what happens if they don't?
If they don't win, I don't even think
Are they in trouble?
Well, they're down there. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't really thinking about it practically. I think emotionally, they're like, look, we know we've got to be patient now. We've got to look for a new manager. Big Dunk's got a firefight. They're never going to turn on him or anything like that and boo everyone.
Course,
so I think he'll be all right. But in terms of football terms,
losing the game,
in terms of losing the game,
could be quite disastrous for them.
Very, very.
I think that's what I'm saying. If they lose this game, then I think that's when the fire kicks in.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be thinking, right, we're banging trouble here, and that's when the third. But then again, he could go in there and start threatening people, saying, if you don't win this game, I'm going to bash you all up. And mate, I've been running out of skin. Yeah, loading people up.
Do you know what I'd give? Do you know what I did give to be out there?
Yeah.
When we had 1-to-1 on the front of the shirt.
Yeah, T-Mobile and all that. But it's honestly, it's a hard one to predict.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Villa.
Villa, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Villa.
Okay. What you say? What was the prediction?
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah,
tight. Okay.
1-0.
I'm going to go 1-0 Everton.
Oh,
1-0 Everton.
Okay.
Another massive game for Newcastle, at least. Anyway, I mean, Leeds coming off the back of a good win here. Last week, fantastic for them. They'll be full of confidence at Ellen Road. Newcastle having to go to Ellen Road, mate. Still only one win, which came against Burnley earlier in the season. Still can't buy a win for love nor money. Couple of signings in. Will probably make more. Looking at Jesse Lingard, looking at a couple of others, of course. But how do you see them going to Ellen Road?
They're not a good side, Newcastle. They needed to win that game last week. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't watching the game, but I've seen the highlights and stuff. And I watched. I was watching Soccer Saturday. Watford missed some big chances. Yeah, they missed some big chances. The one that Sissoko put over the bar. You've got to be looking for a bounce with the new signings. And I don't think it was it. They got the goal. Of course they got the goal, and they was winning till late on, which, you know, a late equaliser is going to give them a real kick. Leeds are a lot better side than what Watford are, and they've got goals in them. And the way they was giving away chances last week, Newcastle,
it was ridiculous.
I really do fear for them. Even with some of the players that they're linked with, like Lingard. Do I think he's going to go there? Why would he go there? Why would he? You know, if he's got any aspirations, the only reason that you would go there now is for money. You know, if you've got any aspiration, any sort of England player that's on the, you know, he came here last year, he got back in the England squad, he got himself on the brink. He's thought he'd give it a go at Manchester United again. It's not worked. Now he's looking to get out. He's in the last 6 months of his contract. He can come back here, or he can go there. Personally, you'd want to come back in, unless it's for money. And I think that's what I said this last week. That's what Trippier's there for. It's money, but they're not the people that you want in your football club when you're under increasing pressure. He wants to get back in the England squad. Lingard, does he come here? Or does he go there? Well, you come here, you're going to look a lot better than you are there. You know, and it just shows his ambition. And he could be playing in the Championship the year that the World Cup comes along. I think, you know, and you've seen players like, you know, leave Manchester United before and go to these sort of lesser sides, and it doesn't quite work out. They never quite, you know, they think they're going to go there and imprint a winning mentality, like Wes Brown at Sunderland. Yeah, like it just never. It seems to work out. They can't sort of rub it. So Newcastle lose, and I think they lose quite devastatingly as well.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, after winning just 3 of their first 18 Premier League games this season, drawing 7, losing 8, Leeds have won each of their last 2 and are now looking to record 3 in a row for the first time since winning their final 4 games of the 2021 season last year. Newcastle have won just 1 of their 20 Premier League games, as I mentioned earlier, drawing 9, losing 10. Yeah. Terrible. Only one of the last 12 sides to have won one of their opening 20 top flight games in a season has survived relegation, with West Brom staying up in 04-05. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really tough game for Newcastle. They just can't keep clean sheets, man. And one thing about Leeds at Ellen Road, I know they've been poor for large parts of the season, but when they are on, they're on.
Well, they come at you at 100 miles an hour.
And I don't know if Newcastle
and I don't think they can hack
that.
it.
Yeah.
No.
Having said that, I think Newcastle could still score. It's a maximum little bit of brilliance, you know, it's out of nothing. 3-1 Leeds, I'm going to say.
4-1. Oh, yeah, 4-1.
One better. All right, 4-1. Next game, Southampton, Man City. I mean, look, we want to do these as we want to give the right attention to equally to all the teams.
Of course.
But Man City, I don't want to.
No.
I'm bored.
They don't deserve it, do they? They're just bored of them. You know, I'm getting bored of them.
More that, and to be fair, my vocab just ain't that. How many more adjectives can I use to describe them? How much? I don't know. Before I'm just going to look like a hater because I don't like Man City because I support Man United.
Yeah, no, but it's...
They're just too good.
They are too
It's
good.
too good.
You know,
I respect how good they are, but it is.
But it's what money gets you, Flex. The best manager, the best players.
Yeah.
Two for every position. You know, affordance to be able to drop people or leave people out. They could have 20 COVID cases now and still put out a team that could beat anyone in the league. You know what I mean?
Man City fans are watching this now thinking, look at these two hating on us.
Well,
we are hating on you.
Yes,
boring.
It's boring. It's boring. There's no competition here. Like they need to. I don't know what they could do to. Financial fair play was meant to be doing it, but it's not.
No, we need Pep to just get bored.
Yeah, just get bored and. I don't know. Just go away. Yeah. Yeah.
Go away. Yeah.
Yeah. Just he's too good. He's too good a manager.
Away from Man City, we've said how good they are. So on to Southampton. Up and down form. And down form.
I think that's the best way to describe
Can they give Man City a game? Can they cause an upset here at St Mary's?
I don't think they're going to cause an upset. I think Man City, continue the steam train.
They drew 0-0 in the reverse fixture earlier this year.
Yeah, they did draw 0-0. I remember that one as it happened.
Yeah, I remember Redmond getting on the board. They had a few chances.
Yeah, they had a couple of chances. But Man City do that though. They start quite slowly. Yeah. And then, as the season progresses,
one thing we've learned about them, you don't judge them in the first 10 games.
No, you just can't because if they've just got, they lose a couple of games. You think, oh, maybe this is the season when they're going to sort of start losing the plot, and then they just go on some mad 20, 30 game.
Well, look at this one. Manchester City have won their last 12 Premier League games in a row by an aggregate. Can you guess what the aggregate score is?
Oh,
for goals for and against in the last 12 games.
12. I think they've beaten one 7-0. I remember that. They beat Leeds 7-0. I reckon it's something like 42-2 or something.
Bloody hell, Nick. That ain't that good.
Oh, all right.
34-7.
Well, I wasn't that far off.
Yeah, true. It's not off by a country mile. That just shows you scored 34, only conceded 7. Since losing 2-0 to Palace in October, they've won 36 points, 13 more than any other Premier League side.
Yes.
So, just so City fans can't accuse us of, not giving them the.
No. They're a good. You do have to respect them, whoever you support, because honestly, they could blow anyone out the water. Anybody. They've already won the league.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they've won it. Yeah. They've won it in, where are we now? January?
Yep.
And they've won the league.
Boring, isn't it?
Boring. Yeah, it's boring. Boring. Just,
What's the score going to be?
3-1.
I like that score.
Yeah.
I had that in my head. Probably another Ward-Prowse something.
Free
kick, shot from outside the box.
Brilliant.
Player, Brilliant play. He's more than just free kicks and set pieces.
Yeah.
I do like him. But yeah, I can't see Southampton doing anything more than a goal against the run of play, and City just in cruise control 3-1.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, Nick, Leicester versus Brighton. Leicester coming off the back of a defeat. I don't know how. Conceding 2 goals after the 95th minute. Shocking. Spurs fans obviously happy. And against a rejuvenated Brighton. Well, I say rejuvenated, just a Brighton that have just been doing what they've been doing.
They just grind draws.
Just grinding out draws. Brighton have lost just 1 of their 10 Premier League away games so far this season, winning 3 and drawing 6. That's a fantastic stat, that is. No side has lost fewer on the road than the Seagulls so far this term. Leicester have only lost 3 of their 17 home league games against Brighton, winning 11 and drawing 3. How do you see this one?
In good form, Brighton. As I say, just grinding out the draws. Leicester, they've got some players in form, but they've got quite a few injuries. I don't know what the state of them are, sort of coming back, whether they'll be back for this game or whatever. But you see against Tottenham last night, the result, I think that would have been a bit of a snatch and grab if they'd have won that, because they was getting battered.
They
by
was.
Tottenham. Yeah, they was getting
They
absolutely
was.
battered. But they got 2 goals, so they probably deserved to lose that game.
But when you lose like that in that manner, sometimes it can be quite damaging as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then they're up and down. Leicester. They can be a fantastic team, but then they can be really, really poor. We've battered them this season. You know what I mean? And it's not the first time that someone has battered them, but damaging. I'm going to go for a draw. Yeah, because it's Brighton. Just because it's Brighton.
On Brighton, they just got this knack in it of just how to play. I watched the game against Chelsea, and some of the football they played before, the goal that Ziyech scores, I think the keeper should do better there.
Yeah.
Other than that, they kept them at bay for so long, and some of the football and the one-touch stuff they played.
Potter's got playing some wonderful football.
Yeah.
And you remember earlier on in the season when I was booing him because
exactly. Too many
I find
goals.
that mental. Like they're an outside contender for the top 6, top 4, along with Wolves. But I reckon this one will be a draw.
Yeah.
I think they'll cancel each other out this week. Yeah.
Okay, I'll match you on that. I like the sound of that draw. Leicester, you really don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes they can blow teams away and look quite good. Other times, people are questioning Brendan Rodgers. Is he gone stale? Is it time to move on? You get that sort of in between. And for that, I'd probably say a draw as well. Brentford v Wolves. Brentford are looking to secure a league double over Wolves for the first time since the 15-16 season, though this is just the 3rd different campaign in which they've met since then. Wolves have lost 3 of their last 4 Premier League games in London, winning 1, as many as they had in their previous 18 top-flight visits to the capital. Brentford off the loss of Man United off the back of that. Wolves off the back of beating Southampton 3-1, I think it was. Brentford in bad form at the minute though. They need a win there.
I remember about 10 years ago there was a season Burnley came into the league and they was pulverising everyone, and then they just run out of steam. That's where Brentford are at the moment. They came, there was a breath of fresh air, people worked them out really quickly. But saying that, they did play against United yesterday. Before United scored the first goal, they made some
first half,
big chances.
Should have been 2 to 3-0.
And they're missing them. They're not great defensively. Wolves are in magnificent form. They are a real outsider for. I even think top 4.
You reckon?
Yeah, they're a real outside bet for top 4. They're a fantastic team. They can come and blow teams away.
Well organised, man.
Well organised. They've got a good crowd behind them at Molineux as well. They're a real, at least for European competition, they're a real outside bet for them. Wolves walk this one. I believe. I think Brentford are going to find themselves in a little bit of trouble in the next few months, unless they can do something this month and start reassuring some of them positions. Because, as I say, they came in, they started blowing teams away. They've got found out very, very quickly, and they're dropping like a stone.
Yeah, it was Thomas Frank after the game, obviously being a United fan. I found it very interesting what he had to say. This is a quote of what he did say. I think we destroyed them. I think we are unbelievably lucky. The way we smashed them in the first half is fantastic. He then went on to say, Man United have players like Jadon Sancho who weren't even there today, and they had to change their formation against little old Brentford. You can talk about all missing chances and all that crap. Quote, but we battered them. He was really rattled. He was really rattled.
But they
never finished their chances.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't finish their chances.
You can say batter them. You can say we battered anyone.
Didn't score.
But at the end of the day, the result that matters is the scoreboard. They didn't put their chances away. I think there was talk of him changing his formation anyway.
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't working, and some of the players had expressed concerns.
No, we were saying it because they'd done it halfway through the game as well. So basically, we went 2-0 up. Basically, against Villa, when we went 2-0 up, Ralph was saying that he should have changed the formation to a back 5 to consolidate, but he thought that would have sent the wrong message out. And then we ended up drawing 2-2. So when we got 2-0 up against Brentford, he went Ronaldo right off and put Harry Maguire on. So he's kind of saying, you changed your formation against little old Brentford.
Cherry?
Do you know what I mean? And then we went and got another goal.
That's how you get results, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Stupid comment.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a sign of a manager maybe just feeling a little bit of pressure and frustration. Yeah. They've lost the last 5 out of 6 games, so they're struggling a little bit. Yeah, I think Wolves win this one quite comfortably after seeing Brentford firsthand myself the other day. They can put you under pressure, but just that lack of quality, and I think Wolves will
3-0.
Oh, 3-0. Don't even think Brentford will score.
No, we'll blow them away.
Don't know, mate. Your prediction's been a bit dodgy after last week.
Well, no, 1.
There's a couple you was off.
Okay.
There's a couple. We might have to roll it back. I'm not coming on. We'll roll it back, yeah? Massive game down the bottom of the league at the Vic. Watford versus Norwich. Huge game for both teams. Norwich have won just one of their last 8 away games, league games against Watford, drawing 2 and losing 5, winning 3-0 in the Championship in February 15. And Watford have lost each of their last 4 home league games, last losing more consecutively at Vicarage Road between October and December 2013 in the Championship. Massive game for both teams. Who's going to come out on top?
I predicted Norwich last week.
You did?
I did predict Norwich
You
last
did.
week against Everton, but
Yeah.
that could have been my
It was a given,
my
right?
pub team, isn't it?
Exactly.
They
We knew, yeah, Rafa was going to be up.
This is a huge game. This is another one, like I said last week with the Newcastle game, where you've got to hold your bottle. It depends who can hold their bottle, because both teams have got an opportunity to, I believe, to get out of the relegation.
Well, Watford aren't in it. Watford are out of it by a couple of points. Yeah.
But Norwich have got a chance to
Norwich are nearly out of it. Yeah.
To get out of it. And after the start they had, they're going to be bouncing with confidence. Norwich. That's the thing. After that result, but you've got to swing towards Watford just because they're at home. They're a little bit of a better side. Norwich can be really poor. Really poor. But they have shown some sort of battling spirit of late. But you've got to fancy Watford. They've still got some good players, Watford.
Yeah.
You know, and like Dennis and players like him who didn't go to the AFCON.
Seeing if they can get Sarr back as well. You've got King, João Pedro with a fantastic header against Newcastle.
Yeah, I think they've got a little bit of a better side. So you've got to favour Watford. But this is a game where anything can happen. Temper start might be flaring, you know what I mean? Like people might, lose their bottle. So this could go either way. But I'm gonna swing for Watford just because they're at home.
I agree. Watford strengthened as well. They've got some defenders in as well. Got an attacker in. They were crying out for defenders. I can't remember the last. I think they're the only team. I might have this wrong. But a real good friend of mine, Sports Watford, said they're the only team in all the English divisions who still ain't kept a clean sheet yet.
Really?
Something like that. I might have had it. Yeah, something like that. But
so it's goals in it.
Exactly. So hopefully they can keep a clean sheet for them and their fans. But what I will say is, at home, little bit of a confidence boost. I'd probably say Watford 2-1. I don't think they get a clean sheet.
No.
2-1.
Yeah, I'd say I'm going to agree with that 2-1. I think that's a good scoreline. 2-1.
Arsenal-Burnley. Burnley in a bit of a bother. A bit of a pickle, mate.
Yeah.
Bottom of the table. I know you said last week you feel like this could be it for them. They then got a game postponed, actually, so I don't think they actually played.
No, they didn't play, no.
But Burnley are looking to win consecutive away league games at Arsenal for just the 3rd time, previously doing so in December 1950 and December 1960. And Arsenal have lost just one of their last 18 league games against Burnley, winning 12 and drawing 5, though it did come in the exact fixture last season, 1-0 thanks to a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang own goal. Any hope for Burnley at the Emirates?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think. I honestly going to stick with my prediction. I think they're gone this year. Losing Wood, although he wasn't in like prolific goal scoring form, it's going to affect them. And I think they've delayed their game last week to try and give themselves a bit of time to try and get someone else in. I just don't think they're at it at all, Burnley, this year. And I just can't see a way. A bit like Wigan. One of them teams where they was always flirting with it. They seem to get themselves out, but I think they've run out of chances.
Catches
now.
up.
Yeah, I think they've run out of chances. I think they've played their last hand, to be quite honest with you. And I can't see them beating Arsenal. Arsenal are a decent team this year. They're a decent team.
What do you make of them in this moment that they're in? Obviously, they got the North London derby postponed. Everyone's doing it. It's the Premier League's fault, not Arsenal's fault. But in terms of that, this is their next game back from that. As we're recording this, we don't know obviously what happened in there. They could be in a Carabao Cup final. They might not be.
No, I don't
what do you think they will? Let's we'll look back at this to see if we can predict it before it happened.
Yeah,
tonight.
I do.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they'll beat Liverpool tonight as well. We'll see if we're right on that. But in terms of the Premier League, pushing for top 4, good chance of getting it?
Yeah, I think so. Best chance that they've had in years and years and years.
And they didn't expect that at the beginning of the season, did they?
No.
To have a sniff again.
Not really. No, I think
8th to 4th.
I think that maybe that's where the pressure comes off, because there's been that pressure all the time.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like everyone's saying, well, we've got to accept where we are now, and all of a sudden they start pushing again. But they've got some good players. Smith Rowe, Saka, in decent form. They've got some good players. Lacazette's in good form as well. I really like Lacazette. I never used to like him. I've watched him a few times this season, and I think.
What's swayed you? What's changed?
I don't know. Just the way he's playing. I don't know what it is.
He's hungry. He works hard.
Yeah, hard worker. I think because now what I see here, like the working hard, he would fit us. To be quite honest with you, but No, I like him. I like Lacazette now.
Give me a score prediction.
3-0.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Arsenal might concede from a set piece. 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal.
You never predict anyone will have a clean sheet, ever.
Not many clean sheets knocking about, mate, you know what I mean? Actually, no, to be fair, Arsenal do defend quite well, actually, as a unit. Done that against 10 men, with 10 men against Liverpool. 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, Ashley Barnes or Vidra, one of them. Scummy it in or something like that, yeah. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Liverpool haven't won any of their last 4 Premier League games in London, drawing 3 and losing 1. Palace have lost each of their last 9 Premier League games against Liverpool since a 2-1 win at Anfield in 2017. Their last 4 defeats have been by an aggregate score of 16-0.
Oh, really?
16-0. But this is a different Palace side, I think. This is a Palace side that actually, can give anyone a game on their day.
Yeah.
They're quite fearless. And Patrick Vieira's building something, but Liverpool in town. How do you see this one?
I see Liverpool pipping this one. I don't see them running away with it, but because Crystal Palace seem to be like Liverpool's bogey side. Any time that there's been a real shock result, it's been them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No Mane and Salah as well.
No Mane and Salah still as well. Yeah. So they couldn't do so. And under Vieira, he's got a project going on there. I like what he's doing there. He's a good up and coming manager, Vieira. But I still see Liverpool just pipping this one, to be honest with you. Palace are one of them teams. They could be brilliant.
Hot and cold, isn't
but
it?
Then the next time they could be absolutely shocking. How they lost to us in the manner they did, I don't know. Like they was really giving us a go, and then all of a sudden they found themselves 3-0 down, and then started to play again and got back to 3-2. So that's what I've seen of Palace. They, hot and cold. They can be devastating, but I still see Liverpool pipping this one.
Yeah. So do I. I think they'll have too much for him on the day. I think they'll definitely cause Liverpool problems. The likes of Elise, the likes of Edouard, the likes of Conor Gallagher, ever present, doing his thing this season. Fantastic season he's having. Yeah, he's a breath of fresh air. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Whether he just stays there, stays permanent, keeps playing, or whether he goes elsewhere. But he's had a really good season. So I think he'll have a say on the games. Will Hughes has come in and done okay as well. But Liverpool, even without Mane and Salah, I think they have too much for Palace on the day. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
I was going to say the same thing. 2-0. Yeah.
2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a trivia question for you. Or no, it's a bit of a feeling. Who do you think's going to be the player of the week after this round of games?
The player of the week?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's going to shine? Your boy Coutinho, you think's washed? Go back to Anfield. Go back to Goodison Park.
No,
score a brace.
Do you know what? It's going to be someone from one of the lower sides. Who we got? Newcastle and Leeds, or Norwich.
Chris
and
Wood,
Everton.
hat trick.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be something like that. I'm going to say someone from Norwich. Actually, I'm going to say someone from Norwich. Don't know who, but
you got to give a player. That's the whole point of this.
All right.
Can't give a team. You got to give a player.
Right. Let me go higher up the league then, because I don't know many Norwich players.
Okay.
Jared Bowen.
All right, let me go higher up. Cristiano Ronaldo, if he starts. So you're saying Jared Bowen, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to say Jared Bowen. Yeah, get to it.
Star. Because you're saying that, I want it to be a man. Do you know what? I'm going to match you. Anthony Elanga.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting rid of one Anthony in Martial and bringing in another one in Elanga, and he's going to continue his scoring form against you guys. I feel it's a bit biased, but we are playing each other, so we have to. Yeah. There are other standout players that we could have said, but since you drew me out, I'm saying Anthony Elanga. Eat your words. Watch out. So there you have it. There's our predictions done and dusted. How many are you going to get right? 1. Yeah, and it won't be West Ham?
No, I don't
Definitely
think so.
won't be West Ham. The Saturday football show is back at 2:30. Make sure you guys check that out with Don, Robbie, AGT is going to be on there, Matty Renton and Lewis and others as well. So make sure you guys tune into that. Smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new here to DR Sports. We are out of here. Peace.